Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's a Thursday. It's Thursday the 23rd of December, which means tomorrow it is Christmas Eve. I hope you're super excited. And I'm back with a magic stuff. And it is an annual tradition here on Magic TV. And when I say annual, this is the second time we've done it. But it is an annual tradition to, on the Thursday closest to Christmas Day, to do the top 10 best tricks of 2000. Oh, fuck me, that shit. Hang on. Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It is 9 o'clock on a Thursday, which means it's time for a magic stuff. It is the 23rd of December. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. So I am back with another top 10 list. This time I am doing the top 10 best tricks of 2021. That's right, the top 10 best tricks of 2021. This list right here. This list is the top 10 best tricks of 2021, and this is super exciting. I am saying super mega exciting because these are the best tricks, in my opinion, out of all of the tricks that have come out, all the tricks that I've reviewed this year. These, in my opinion, are the 10 best. Every single one of these tricks has gone into my working repertoire, and I've been gigging them ever since they came out. Now, you might disagree with me, you might agree with me. That's absolutely fine. I want to know your opinion. I want to make this interactive. So we're going to start the list in a second, but I want you to let me know in the comments down below, what do you think? Have I put a clunker in there? Do you think I've put a trick in the top 10 list that shouldn't be there? I would like to know your opinion. So, without further ado, let's get into the top 10 tricks of 2021. In 10th position, we have Safe by Chris Congreave. Now, this only came out a little while ago. This came out at the beginning of December. And frankly, it's leapt straight into my act. I am doing it every single gig. I was lucky enough to do a close-up job with Chris Congreave just after I did the review. And watching him perform it was basically a masterclass. Safe is brilliant. Now, I know there's been some chatter on the cafe, people saying that the advertising for the product wasn't particularly honest. I disagree. I think Alakazam are very honest. I think it's a very difficult trick to market, because how do you market the trick without giving the method away? I don't think you should be giving the method away on something like this. But the bottom line is, this is not what a lot of magicians expect. It looks like it's a just chance routine, or kind of a banknight style type routine, or a 7 keys type routine. Whilst in actual fact, there's an awful lot more to it like that. The basic concept is you have a note or a bill that's locked inside a wallet with a padlock. You tell them that you've made a prediction. If the prediction isn't completely correct, then they get to keep your money. And then what happens is you prove that your prediction was 100% correct. Now, if you watch the trailer, you'll see in the trailer that the end result is they leave you with the key that opens the lock. That, in my opinion, is the worst possible outcome. There are other outcomes that you can have in this routine, depending on the choices the spectator makes. And in my opinion, every other outcome is a better outcome with this trick. In fact, I'm actually trying to engineer it so that I do have one of the other outcomes, because when another outcome happens, it's kind of that magician in troubles type scenario. They really think you've screwed up, and then you show them that you haven't screwed up. It's a really clever trick. Like I said on the review show special, it's one that will work in close-up, it'll work stage, it'll work cabaret, it'll work parlor. I've done it so far since putting it into my act in a ton of close-up gigs. I've also done it in a cabaret, I've done it in a parlor show. It never fails to get a great reaction. You put money on the table and immediately people are interested. I know that there's a few people that have said, oh, I don't like to offer people money and then not have them have it. And that's absolutely fine. And if that's your character, that's cool. But with my character, I can get away with something like that. But presentationally, there's a lot of different options. Bottom line is, I think this is just shot out of nowhere, and it makes it into the 10th spot on the top 10 list of 2021. It's exclusive to Alakazam. You can get it from Alakazam or directly from Chris Congreave, and that's Safe. It's one of my favorite mentalism tricks of the year. Let's move on to the 9th. Right, at number 9, we have a joint place winner, because genuinely, I couldn't decide out of these two products which should be in 9th place, because they are both very similar and they're both awesome, but I think that they appeal to different types of performers depending on the type of performer you are. I am, of course, talking about the Nexus wallet, which was brought out by Javier, Fuenmayor and Murphy's Magic, and the Shadow wallet, which was brought out by the 1914 and Dee Christopher. Now, both of these wallets are incredible. Dee's wallet is great as an everyday carry style wallet because it has got an incredible peak built into it. It is one of the best peaks that I've ever seen. It's an awesome peak wallet, and it's also got a thought of card built into the wallet as well. So you can just have this wallet on you and the space in the wallet to have your credit cards and have your money and have all that sort of stuff, and that's absolutely fine. You have this wallet on you, and then you are good to do like a 10 or a 15-minute mentalism act. You can have this incredible thought of card in wallet to open up, and then with a couple of business cards in the wallet, you can also do a peek, and you can go into any routine that requires a peek as well. For mentalists or people that like mental magic, it is a great wallet. Now, the Nexus wallet by Javier Fuenmayor is just, it's like the, it's there's so much to it. It has a peek, which is a really organic peek. It also has a card to wallet function. It has an amazing thing built into it where you can do visual transformations of two different objects. There's a lot that this wallet does, and with both projects, both the Shadow wallet and the Nexus wallet, there is a huge download of various different routines and handlings and things that you can do. The Nexus wallet, in my opinion, probably appeals more to magicians, whilst the Shadow wallet appeals more to mentalists. The Nexus wallet, for me, if you're going to choose one as a gigging wallet and one as an everyday wallet, the Nexus wallet for me is more of a gigging wallet because you're going to do a card to wallet with that wallet, and you do a card to wallet with a signed card. And if I don't carry a deck of cards around with my everyday carry, so that wouldn't be any use as an everyday wallet, if that kind of makes sense. The other thing about the Nexus wallet is, although you can have money in it and it comes with a money clip, really you do need that money clip in place in order to have the money in there. And that can be, I know a lot of people don't like using a money clip, whilst with the Shadow wallet, there's plenty of space to put your money. Both of them have many slots in order to put credit cards. So there you go. They're absolutely great. I love both of them. It kind of just depends on what you're looking to get out of a wallet. If you're looking to get an amazing wallet for a mentalist, then the Shadow wallet is the one to go for, especially as there's a massive tutorial with Louis Lavelle and Dee Christopher, who are two of the top mentalists on the planet, talking about what you can do with these wallets. Whilst the Nexus wallet is probably more for magicians because some of the routines that Javier's put together with this wallet are incredible. Bottom line is, if you get either of the wallets, you won't be disappointed. They're both really good, and they both deserve to be the 9th best product of 2021. In the 8th position, we have Big Reaction by Andy Nyman. Now, Big Reaction is superb. This came out probably, I think, about October, November time, and Big Reaction came out like 10 years before as a limited release, and now Alakazam have brought it back out again. I gave it a good review on the review show with Ryland. Ryland performed it. I gave it a good review. The reason I gave it a good review is because I thought it was super fun, really engaging. I have now been gigging it at gigs, and it gets an incredible reaction. I speak on this channel sometimes about my friend, Nemid Phoenix. I have seen Nemid gig many times over December, and he is closing his table set with Big Reaction. He's actually closing his table set because it's a great way to get a big reaction from the audience in a very organic way. And if you do know Nemid or you're friends with him on Facebook, reach out for his script, because his script is absolutely brilliant. He's got some amazing lines in there that are just killer. But Big Reaction basically is an almost self-working trick where somebody names a card, you put the card that they named to one side, every other card in the pack has got boo on it, and the one card that they picked has got go crazy. It's why it makes such a great closer when you're doing a big table trick, because you want to have that big reaction at the end of performing to a group of people on a table so that other tables want to see you. This guarantees that big reaction, like I say, in a very organic way without going, please will you give me a big round of applause? It does it within the context of a trick. It also makes a great opener, because obviously when you open, you want to get people on side, you want to get people noisy, you want to get them out of their comfort zone. It's just a really super engaging trick with an awesome plot and an awesome hook line, and it's typical genius Andy Nyman thinking. The props are very well made and will probably last you a lifetime, much better than when it came out 10 years ago. If you're a commercial close-up worker, I need to tell you, Big Reaction should definitely be in your act. Big Reaction is amazing. It is also available directly from Alakazam. Let's move on to number 7. In 7th position, we have Siri X Pro by Hanson Chien. Now, I'll tell you right now, this is only available directly from Hanson Chien and his website. He's not put it in Murphy's or anything. And this is, in my opinion, the best vanishing phone I have ever seen. Since getting this, I've been using it at every single gig. Every close-up job I do this, because how I'm using it, and by the way, if you don't know what Siri X Pro is, the whole idea is that you show your phone, you put it inside your wallet, and you can have it vanish. Or you can have it turn into a kind of an omni phone, like a clear phone. That's basically what it is. And I did dropped call before Siri X Pro came out, and I've dropped call. Not that I don't love it, but this is just so much better in my opinion. It fits my style a lot more. How I'm doing it, in case you guys want to know, is I'm doing a coins across routine. And I'm finishing off with a jumbo coin production and a 5-inch jumbo coin production. And then I put everything away and I say, let's leave one coin. Which coin would you like to leave? And they pick the coin. And I say, look, I'm going to try to do something with that coin and also with this phone. Watch the phone, watch the case. Can you hold that in between your hands? Whatever happens to the phone happens to the coin and vice versa. Watch the coin. And I rub the coin and it turns into a see-through coin. And I go, well, if the coin's see-through, have a look at the phone. Now they take the phone out the case and it's see-through as well. It's such a killer way to end a coins across routine. Honestly, Siri X Pro is great. And one of the reasons I like it so much is the tutorial didn't take too long to learn through the tutorial, but there's so much information, there's so many routines on there, there's so many different things you can do with this, and there's also so many props that you get the clear phone, you get just so much stuff. They've thought through everything. You can tell that Hanson and his team have thought through absolutely everything, and they are presenting you with a routine, with a concept, with a trick that is absolutely brilliant. And also a big shout out to the stage routine, which I've done in my car in a small parlor show 3 times now, which is a pickpocketing style routine. Fits my act perfectly, where you give people a phone and your credit card and your money, and they hold on to it, and it vanishes and it's back in your pocket, which is really great. It's a bit like ring, watch and wallet, but with a completely different method. That's just thrown in there as an extra routine, and that's really good as well. Honestly, this is kind of that David Blaine style, dynamo style type trick that people will just remember for a very long time. I don't really do OmniDeck because everybody over here in the UK does OmniDeck, and I like to be doing different stuff. But this, in my opinion, is so much better than OmniDeck because they can relate to a phone. And when they see that phone either disappear or become a crystal clear block, it is brilliant. And also what's nice about it, it is so easy and you can use it in so many different ways. I highly recommend Siri X Pro. It is my 7th favorite trick of 2021. You should go and buy it now because it's awesome and it's available directly from Hanson Chien Productions. So let's now look at number 6. Okay, the 6th best trick of 2021, in my opinion, is Eclipse by the 1914. Eclipse is a set of ESP cards with a marking system that you can see from the other side of the room. Like, Eclipse is brilliant. I am blind and I can see these so clearly. And you've got an entire deck of these marked ESP cards. You've also got gaffs in there. And once again, as is typical with a 1914 release, you've got an incredibly long tutorial with so many different ideas and routines and concepts and moves and everything that you can do with these different cards. In fact, one thing that Dee Christopher and Lewis Lavelle have done is they've structured the whole thing into an act. So if you just have these ESP cards and a little glass and a couple of envelopes, you can do a 20-minute act, a 20-minute mentalism act with just those props, which is absolutely killer. So the routines are designed to flow together. So the first routine is a prediction, and they pick any ESP symbol and you show that you've predicted it. Then you go into something else, then something else, then something else, which is really cool. But each one of those different tricks can be taken and done as a standalone trick as well, which is really great. When I did a shoot a couple of weeks ago with the 1914, and my friend Nemid Phoenix went with me, and he hadn't really seen Eclipse, and he knew what it was. He knew it was a marking system, and he said, "Can you really see it from the other side of the room?" And Dee said, "Here, I'll take these cards, hold them up." And Dee went to the other side of the room. We were filming in this really big studio. Went to the other side of the room, and he was like, boom, 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 nailed it every single time. Now, my eyes are terrible. I can't nail it every single time, but I can have somebody sit on the other side of a fairly big table, hold something up, and immediately be able to tell you what it it is. The marking system on these cards is genius. If the marking system, and also, by the way, the little black box it comes in is brilliant as well, because it comes in this little black box, which means it can be used by mentalists and magicians, and, so good. But if you just got the cards, the box, and a printed sheet of instructions, I would still say that this is one of the best tricks of the year. The fact that you get a 2.5-hour masterclass by Dee Christopher and Louis Lavelle explaining different routines that you can do with these cards means that it is one of the best projects, in my opinion. It is one of the best projects with ESP cards I have ever seen. And the nice thing is you can apply any other ESP tricks that you want to these cards. So once you know how the marking system works and you've learnt the different routines with 1914, go check out any other routines as well, because they're all amazing and they can all be done with these cards. These cards are nice and big and visual. You can see them from a distance. And I love them. I absolutely love them. Don't be afraid if you're a magician and you don't mean mentalism. Don't be afraid to not pick a set of these up, because there is so much you can do with it. Highly recommended. The Eclipse ESP cards by Dee Christopher and the 1914 is brilliant. It is my 6th favourite trick of 2021. Let's move on to number 5. Right, the 5th best trick of 2021, in my opinion, is something that has flown under the radar of a lot of magicians. I think this came out and there wasn't really that much of a buzz about it for some reason. And I've spoken to a lot of magicians that haven't got one of these, but it is killer. And I'm talking about Perfect Pen that came out directly from Murphy's Magic. It is a re-release of John Cornelius's Perfect Pen from years ago. What is Perfect Pen? Perfect Pen is, in my opinion, the best pen through anything that you will ever see. If you don't know what pen through anything is, the idea is very, very simple. You borrow a note. It will work with plastic notes, paper notes, whatever. You take your pen, smash the pen through the note. You can show it on all sides. You pull it out and you hand the pen out. You hand the bill out for examination, and the pen's just there. Now, there's nothing there is something. The pen is very special, but normally when you see this sort of routine, you have to steal something away, then you have to load it underneath, then you have to steal something back, or you have to switch the pen, or you can't hand the pen out for examination, or you've got to pull something. Nothing like that with this. With this, the way it's made is so clean. You can take a pen out. You can use that pen to sign a note, or you can give it to the spectator to sign the note. You then just do the thing, you penetrate their notes, you then put the lid back on, you drop the pen, you give them their note back. No switches at all of any kind. My favourite penetration effect with a bill was always Ignition by Magic Smith, and I still do Ignition, I still love Ignition, but Perfect Pen is so much better. I did Perfect Pen years and years and years ago when John Cornelius first brought it out. I can tell you right now the quality is even better. Since buying this and reviewing it, it lives in my pocket as part of my everyday carry. If you go out and you see me anywhere, you will find that I have a Perfect Pen with me. It's very inconspicuous. It's not like a Sharpie. People carry biros and pens around with them, and it's a great thing. As long as I've got that pen with me, I can pull it out, and I can do this killer penetration of a bill anytime, anywhere. And that's one of the reasons why it's so good. It has become part of my walk around set. It has become part of my table set. It has become part of my everyday carry. I now have 3 of them because I don't want to lose it. So there you go. It is the Perfect Pen by John Cornelius. For some reason, a lot of magicians haven't picked it up. I've picked it up. I'm glad I have. It is the 5th best trick, in my opinion, of 2021. Let's go on to position number 4. In 4th position, we have Cube Wall by Bond Lee. Now, I reviewed Cube Wall before it came out to the dealers. I reviewed Cube Wall ages ago because I was part of the Kickstarter. So I went on the Kickstarter and I was part of the Kickstarter of Cube Wall. I got it way before anyone else. I got 4 of them. I got 4 Cube Walls because I thought maybe I'd like to put 4 together in my illusion show. As it happens, Rye uses one in his shows all the time. Like, he closes his show with the Cube Wall. I use the Cube Wall in my illusion show almost every single time I go and do an illusion show. It's also in my cabaret show. It's so adaptable. It's not a close-up trick, obviously. If you don't know what it is, it's a wall. 24. If you buy just one of them, it's 24. It looks like just an empty wall with 24 spaces. You've got 24 cubes. The cubes go in anywhere you want to, and then you can have any image so you can force an image or whatever you want to do, and when you turn it round, the image on the cue ball matches. That's basically what cue ball is, right? It's killer. It's absolutely killer. Kid shows, brilliant. Stage shows, parlor shows, brilliant. I even use it, right, sometimes when I'm booked to do a wedding or something like that, I like to do a big trip to the room. If I'm doing like the wedding breakfast, what I like to do before the speeches is do a big trip to the room. So I will, and I'll have the cue ball there, and I'll have cubes given out to all the tables in the wedding. I'll have them all mix the thing, and that's by the head table, and I'll take them back and put them back in anywhere they want me to. And when I spin it round, it'll be something that is an image relating to love, which is a really great idea to use with the cue ball. It is such a killer prop. It is the absolute best way to do this, and the nice thing is it's self-working. Also, it's really well made. Everything comes in a really sturdy carrying case that'll keep everything in place. It only takes a couple of seconds to set up. You can take it down almost immediately. It's just a real practical working routine. It's why I say it'll work in any situation. And you know, I said earlier on it'll work in kid shows. Trust me, it works really well in kid shows. Kids know Rubik's cubes. They know Rubik's cubes. And so when you do a cue ball with a Rubik's cube and they mix up the cubes, it's really nice to give all the kids in the audience a Rubik's cube to mix up. Family shows, parlor shows, cabaret, whatever you want to do, it's great. If you perform on stage or platforms and you want to have something that packs small but plays huge, this is absolutely a routine that you want to go for. Cube Wall by Bondley is brilliant. It is my fourth favourite trick of 2020. In third position, we have Switcher 2 by Mark Mason. This is another one that came out recently. I knew this was coming out over a year ago, and I said, if you go back to, I can't remember when it was, I did an interview with Mark Mason, and I said, Mark Mason is coming up with something that I think will be one of the best tricks of 2021. I was right. In my opinion, it is the third best trick of 2021. If you want to see the full review on it, I did a review show special on Switcher 2 recently, which, I performed, I think, 2 or 3 of the routines off the actual download that comes with it. But there's so much that you can do. Chris Payne's routines, the open prediction and the cards across are brilliant. All of Mark's routines with it are really good as well. It's just something that will fit in your top pocket and it'll be ready to go anytime, anywhere. I've spoken to a couple of magicians that have said, I'm not going to use it because I use my top pocket for something. I don't care what you use your top pocket for. There is nothing that you could possibly use your top pocket for that doesn't get as much of a killer reaction as this. This is such a strong routine. And like I said in the review, you can change it up from performance to performance. So you can go to one table, do one routine with it, go to another table, do another routine with it, go to another table, do another routine with it. If you want to have it in a show where you're switching packets or cleaning up packet tricks, you can do that. It can be utility device, it can be part of a main routine, and the cards across is killer. If you are a parlor magician, then you have to do Chris Payne's cards across. Think about the effect. 2 regular decks of cards, a blue deck and a red deck. The spectator takes 10 red cards, they count them out, they put them in an envelope, they seal the envelope. Another spectator takes 10 blue cards, has 3 spectators pick and sign those 3 blue cards. They shuffled into the pack by the spectator, sealed in a envelope by the spectator. You make 3 cards jump across, they count out 7, they count out 13, and the 3 cards are the spectator's selected cards. It is killer. And that's just one of the routines that you can do with this. You look at Jackson Jokers, which is Mark Mason's version of the last trick of Doc Daly, which you can see me perform on the review show special I did on it. And you see how great a routine that is. I've been using this since I did the review show special on it. I've been using this in almost every single gig, and it gets a great reaction. This is something I'm going to have with me all of the time. And I think if you're a commercial close-up worker, this is a no-brainer. You have to buy this. In second position, we have Cognito by Lloyd Barnes. Now, everybody knows that Lloyd is a very good friend of mine. We do the Magic podcast together. However, I want you to know I'm not being biased when I tell you that Cognito kills. I was with James Samuels in November doing one of his shows. He puts on some amazing theatre shows, and he had me, Brendan Rodriguez, and Richard Jones there, and we were doing this show together. And before anyone arrived, there was this guy who didn't know magic. He was one of the techs in the theatre we were in, and he said, "Hey, show me a trick." I did Cognito. And James Samuels will tell you the guy freaked, like David Blaine's Dynamo star reactions. And all I did was the very, very simple, basic chaos reveal. All I did was the chaos reveal with a proximity sensor. And he just absolutely lost it. And, you know, I love apps. I've always loved apps. I always will love apps. There's some great tricks you can do with apps. This particular app, in my opinion, and this might change, there's more apps coming out on a day-to-day basis. This app, in my opinion, is the best magic app that you will find at the moment. It does more than any. And one thing that I love about it is the support that we are being given in the Facebook group by Lloyd and Josh and his team. Like, they're constantly updating it. They're constantly coming up with new ideas. That if there's a problem, they're fixing it. And I think that's the problem with apps sometimes. The developers lose interest. When the app's being bought out, they lose interest. That's not the case with this. With this, the app is always being updated, always being improved. If anybody didn't know, Lloyd has just released a version with an any card at any number, which is a killer. Like, it's one of the strongest any card at any numbers I've seen. And this is coming from somebody that has created multiple versions of the any card at any number. And he's just released this any card at any number as part of Cognito, which is brilliant because they can name any card. They can think of any card. They never tell you the card. They never write it down. And they deal down through the deck. Yeah, go look at the performance in the Facebook group. It's brilliant. And what I love about it, there's this buzz thing at the moment, isn't there? Everyday carry. Oh, what should be in your everyday carry? Well, the thing with an everyday carry, in my opinion, is an everyday carry should be something that you would organically have with you. I see magicians that go, oh, my everyday carry is a sponge ball, some 4 coins, a deck of cards. Well, that's not an everyday carry because that's stuff that you would take to a gig. In my opinion, an everyday carry should be organic. It should be something that would be believably with you when you're out and about not doing magic. Well, I would always have my phone with me, and if I've got Cognito on my phone, I can go into this routine anytime I want to. I can have Cognito and go into a 10 or a 15-minute act with no props. I could walk in naked, not that anybody would want to see that, but I could walk in naked and I could do a 10 or a 15-minute act with Cognito anytime, anywhere. He might be a friend. I'm not being biased. Cognito is absolutely amazing. And out of everything that I've reviewed and looked at this year, Cognito is the thing that I probably perform the most, other than one item, which is number 1 on the list. And that's coming up right now. And the first place, the number 1 best product of 2021, in my opinion, is Cube in Bottle by Henry Harrius. Cube in Bottle. If anybody follows me on Instagram, you'll know that I have been doing Cube in Bottle at every single wedding, corporate event, close-up gig. I'm probably Henry's best customer when it comes to buying Cube in Bottles. Cube in Bottle is incredible. I absolutely love it. It is my favorite trick. It is my favorite trick not just of this year, it is my favorite trick ever. This is the second year in a row on Magic TV where Henry has had the top spot and the best trick, and it's well deserved. Henry is a super nice guy. He is an incredible inventor, innovator, creator, performer. The guy just walks the walk, talks the talk. He is a living legend. I love the guy to bits, and he has created Cube in Bottle. If you've seen the videos that have been going up on this channel this year, I do Cube in Bottle all the time. I use it in my sales pitch. I've had people, you know what? I always hate it when magicians go, oh, this trick is worth the price of, it's paid for it 7 times over. I've had so many gigs from it. And I always kind of think to myself, have you really? So you're telling me that that person wouldn't have booked you, but they've decided to book you because they've seen that particular trick. And I've always thought, yeah, whatever. This is such an incredibly strong giveaway. I know I have had gigs come because of this Cube in Bottle, because I've had people ring me up that have seen me at weddings and they've gone, hey, I want to book you for my wedding. can you do your cube in bottle? Can I have that trick? Because I make a big deal of, hey, the only way you can get this is by coming to one of my shows. I do it in stage shows. I do it for the CEO in a corporate event. I'll actually have a cube in bottle appear in the, I'll do cube in bottle as part of, a presentation to a corporate audience. I'll do it on stage. I do it in my illusion show. I do it close up. It's just a killer routine. And I'll tell you something, and that if you do back of room sales, buy a load of these cubes off Henry and sell them at the back of the room, double the price and sell them at the back of the room. But then give them a little link to a private video that shows them you putting that cube in that bottle, so that when they go, they've got this amazing cube in bottle, but then they can show their friends this moment of you pushing that cube in the bottle, so they don't just get this impossible object, they get this visual memento of how amazing it was that it went in there. Cube in bottle is killer. If you're a stage performer, you need cube in bottle. If you are a close-up performer, you need cube in bottle. If you do cabaret or illusion shows, you need cube in bottle. I do, through my company, Non-Stop Kids Entertainment, I do a deluxe kids show, which is like a big illusion show for kids. And part of the pitch is we're going to take a Rubik's Cube, a normal Rubik's Cube, and we're going to push it into a bottle, and we're going to give that to your child as a birthday present. And that's something that you won't see anywhere else that you'll be able to keep forever. Like, it is a great marketing tool. It is an incredible trick, and I would not go to a gig without it. And I'm spending a fortune with Henry on cube in bottles that I give out to my customers, but it is worth every single penny, because I get so much work from it. It is not just, in my opinion, the best trick of 2021. It is the best trick in my act. It's the best trick Henry has ever released, and that's saying something. It is, in my opinion, the best trick ever created. Henry, you are a magic god as far as I'm concerned, and thank you so much for releasing this incredible trick, because it is freaking amazing. So there you go, guys. That is the best top 10 list. The top 10 best tricks 2021. I'm going to be back again tomorrow with the top 10 worst tricks of 2021. That list is not as motivating because there's some rubbish tricks on that list. But if you are looking for something killer, and you don't know what to get, and you got some money burning a hole in your pocket, and you haven't got one of the tricks on this list, I can highly recommend them. The one thing that all of these tricks have in common is I've gigged them in the real world over and over again, and they are absolutely killer. Two things. One, like I say every single week, if you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Like I say, I'm going to be back tomorrow with the top 10 worst tricks in 2021. Over Christmas, we will still be here every single day. We're going to be posting on YouTube. We don't take a break here in Magic TV. So if you're looking for something to do on Christmas Day and you don't want to see the Queen's speech, you know what you need to do. Check out Magic TV. And I'll be saying this a few times over the course of the next couple of weeks. But thank you so much for tuning into Magic TV. Thank you so much for helping this channel go. Thank you so much for supporting me and my team. Your support means the absolute world to me, and I really appreciate every single one of you, and I will happily buy you a drink if I see you in person, which has just screwed me over now, because at Blackpool I have a feeling I'm going to get thousands of people coming up to me asking me to buy them a drink, but hey ho, it's worth it. Guys, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'll be back again tomorrow on Christmas Eve. My name's Craig from Magic TV.